Hello students, hope you all are fine. Today we are going to discuss the central problem of an economy and the concept of production possibility frontier. So after going through this video, you will understand the concept like a scarcity of resources and the problem of choice, and what is the central problems of an economy, what is production possibility curve, what is opportunity cost and economic cost, and shift and movement of PPC. So let's start with introduction. As you all know, the need for economics stems from the basic problem of scarcity, which I must say that is a universal problem of scarcity, and choices, like there are alternative uses are available. Similarly, to an individual, every economy also confront these problems. So it is because of this problem of scarce resources and the problem of choice that an economy is pushed to face the central problems. So before studying the central problem of an economy, let us understand the problem of scarcity and the problem of choices carefully. So the what is a scarcity of resources? No matter how well particular economy is endued with resources, these resources will be relatively scarce to fulfill the unlimited wants of human beings. So moreover, these scarce resources have alternative uses and can be allocated to the production of different goods and services. So, allocation of resources to any particular use involves a cost in terms of sacrifice of other possible uses. So, to allocate the resources in the best possible manner, an economy needs to analyze the cost. That is what we can call opportunity cost. That is allocating the resources to one use while sacrificing the other uses. For example, a piece of land can be used in a number of ways, such as to grow crops, for building houses, for putting up industries. So, therefore, the question here arises, to which particular use the piece of land should be allocated. It depends upon the economy to analyze what is presently more important or what is the need as per the present scenario. Either the piece of land can be used for cropping or used for building houses, or either establishing industries here. So, which use of land will be most beneficial for the economy as a whole? So, in this example, the land is a scarce resource which have alternative uses, like it can be used for growing crops, for building houses, and for putting up industries. So economics tells us the solution, like how to attain maximum satisfaction of your unlimited wants within a limited scarce resources. So this is due to the scarce availability of resources which have alternative uses. Like in this example, land is a scarce resources and there are alternative uses of land. Like to fulfill the different and competing unlimited wants that an economy faces the problem of choice. So we can conclude that the problem of choice is a consequence of the problem of scarcity of resources. So here the main causes which give rise to the central problems in economy, as I already told to you, unlimited human wants which are never ending and new wants keep arising day by day, and limited economic resources. In relation to unlimited wants, the resources required to satisfy them are relatively scarce and limited in supply. And the third one is alternative use of resources. Resources are not only scarce but also have alternative uses. So this implies that a choice has to be made among the various alternative uses of resources. So, what is the central problem of any economy? Due to allocative problem of scarce resources to alternative uses and the problem of choice, every economy faces mainly three central problems. First is what to produce and in what quantities. Second, how to produce and for whom to produce. So, the answer first, what to produce. The first problem that an economy faces is to decide which goods and services to be produced. Besides this, the economy also need to decide in what quantities these goods and services should be produced. So let us understand with the help of a following example. Say an economy produce only two types of goods, either consumer goods or capital goods. Consumer goods are also called final goods, which can be used by the consumers to satisfy their wants, or which can directly used for consumption, or we can say that it is a final good which can be used for consumption by the consumers, or which cannot be used further for reproduction. That is called such as rice, wheat, a laptop. It can be used by the household sector. And the second good is capital goods such as machinery, guns, bridges, which is also called producer goods. So now, with the amount of resources available, means whatever the resources available with the producer or the economy needs to decide how much, like in what quantity, the consumer goods should be produced and in how much quantity capital goods should be produced. So the economy faces a choice as whether it wants more of capital good and less of consumer goods or vice versa. So in this first is what to produce, either capital good or consumer good, or in what quantities. Next is how to produce. So, the next problem that an economy faces is to decide which production technique is to be used for the production of decided goods and services. Basically, there are two techniques of production. One is labor intensive production techniques, and the second one is capital intensive production technique. First, what is a labor intensive technique? This production technique uses comparatively more of labor units than that of capital. It is clear from the name also, that is labor intensive, in which more of labor units can be used instead of capital. For example, agriculture activities in India use labor intensive production techniques, or economies can also use labor intensive production techniques where labor is available and in cheap rates also, or labor intensive techniques can also be used to reduce the problem of unemployment. Second is capital intensive production technique, in which more of capital or machine units are used rather than labor units. For example, production of durable goods such as television, refrigerator, vehicles needs capital intensive production technique. So the economy needs to decide which particular production technique should be adopted in order to utilize its available resources in the best possible efficient and optimal manner. In India, for instance, labor is abundant, so it will be more beneficial for India to use labor intensive techniques, as this will not only minimize the cost of production but also help in reducing unemployment also, because in India availability of labor is cheap. Third problem is for whom to produce, or we can say the problem of distribution of national product. So this economic problem basically focus on the distribution of mix of the final goods and services produced. So the distribution of final goods and services is equivalent to the distribution of national income among the factors of production such as land, labor, capital and entrepreneur. So these are four factors of production, that is land, labor, capital or entrepreneur, and the economy needs to decide a mechanism of distributing the final goods and services among the different segments of the population so as to reduce the inequality of income. It means product can be distributed among all the sections of the society without any discrimination, as it would also help to reduce the inequality between different segments and also helpful to reduce the inequality of income also. So this problem is concerned about who gets more and who gets less. Which goods should be made available free or at a low price or at which segment. As you know, sometimes government also provide free goods. Like this is called what we can call, that is a public distribution system. That is called public distribution system, which we can also call PDS system. Or sometimes in rural areas, the card is made by the government, that is a below poverty line BPL cards, which is issued to the people to obtain the groceries or a daily needs product at very low prices or very nominal prices. So this is the central problem of any economy, that is to face. First one is what to produce and in what quantities, and how to produce, like labor intensive or capital intensive, and for whom to produce. Next topic is production possibility frontier. Production possibility curve is nothing but the combination of two goods and services that can be produced with fuller utilization of resources in the most efficient manner and with a given production technology. So it is also called production possibility frontier or curve or a transformation curve. So there are certain assumptions of this curve, like in this the economy can produce only two goods. Quantity and quality of productive resources remain unchanged. Level of technology remain constant or the same. The economy is fully employed all its resources, and resources can be utilized for the production of any of two goods. So what is production possibility set? It is a combination of two goods and services that can be produced with the help of resources and technology, as I already told to you. So in this example you can see this is the production set, like A combination, B combination, C combination and E combination. Here good 1 may be a capital good, may be a consumer good, and good to either capital good or consumer good. So this area shows the combination of two goods. Here good 2 is 0. So let us first discuss with the help of example. Let us once again consider the example of economy producing two goods. One is consumer goods and second one is capital good. Assuming the level of resources and technology remains the same. So there is a following schedule which depicts the different possible combinations of consumer goods and capital goods that the economy can produce with its resources and domains and the available technology. This schedule is called production possibility schedule. There are 5 possibilities. First, in A possibility, the producer produced 50 consumer goods and 0 capital goods. And in B option, he produced 48 units and capital goods only 1. In C, 44 and 2, D may 34 and 3, and E may 0 or 4. You can observe here, like for producing 1 extra unit of capital good, the producer sacrifice 4 units of consumer goods, which is we can called opportunity cost or economic cost. So let us understand what is opportunity cost or economic cost. Due to the scarce resources and unlimited wants, the economy needs to make a choice to employ its resources in the production of desirable goods and services. So, if the economy decides to use the resources in the production of one good, say consumer good, then it needs to forego or sacrifice amount of other goods. Like in this example, for extra unit of capital good, they have to sacrifice 4 units of consumer goods. So the cost of enjoying more of one good in term of sacrificing the benefit of another good is called opportunity cost of the additional unit of the good. So it is also called economic cost. And the shape of this curve is concave to the origin because of law of increasing opportunity cost, and the slope of PPC The slope of PPC shows for the production of every unit of a one good which is additional, more and more units of other good has to be sacrificed. Like if you produce one extra unit of one good, you have to sacrifice other good. This is also known as a marginal rate of transformation, or what we can call opportunity cost.